It's not 6'7". Don't you worry about it there, buddy.
There we
They're
go.
Buster Brown, yeah.
Gotta make sure the mic is on 6'7".
Go ahead, bro. Do your fastest 6'7". Do it right now.
6'7".
Shit right here. Holy fucking shit. Yes. I wasn't even a minute, bro. The guy,
Bro, I'm not doing that for him.
but the guy does it for an entire minute.
I'm fat enough. I am out of breath from doing that. Not actually, but 6'7". Great.
Oh, great, man.
Clip that. Yo, clip that, bro.
No, I do appreciate all the comments where it says clip that, because it is really funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stereotypical and stuff like that to like.
Yo, that was dumb Sendy, bro. Shit was dumb Sendy.
I'm so happy. And also, I'm so proud. That's
Yeah.
the other clip that gets a lot of.
Yeah.
that was getting a lot of random views where it's like the guy was like, fuck it, I'm so proud. And we're proud of you for being proud of us. Like, you know, everyone should feel proud about, you know, getting up and just doing anything, even commenting on our shitty video. Like, really, you should be proud.
This guy is really proud.
Dude,
This guy is extremely proud.
I am.
One of the most prideful people I know.
That's crazy, actually. But
very prideful.
Listen, I feel joy. I feel pride for our channel,
feel joy,
bro.
You're happy, would you say?
Bro, you're fucked up, bro, honestly. I don't even know what to tell you. Okay, you're looking at
Listen, man, I'm just saying you're a happy, prideful guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
You're just a fucking hater.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating.
Just a hater, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. All right, I'm proud of my podcast, and like you're sitting here being like, oh, like you shouldn't be proud. You shouldn't feel pride. You shouldn't feel proud. And
I never said that. I never said that at all.
Nah, bro. Don't even worry about it.
I just said the opposite of it. You're extremely prideful, extremely happy.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're insinuating something. You're a fucked up.
Oh, well, what am I insinuating? What am I insinuating?
I'm not gonna give in. I'm just saying, like, you're insinuating
Given
something.
the way, I'm just saying you're a prideful, happy person.
Dude, I didn't say prideful. I said proud. All right? And what you're insinuating is kind of fucking fucked up and actually sadistic.
So what you're saying that it's wrong to be prideful. Because
I didn't say that.
Fucked up. You're saying it's fucked up that I would say that you're prideful.
I didn't say that.
I thought that was a good thing.
I didn't say that.
I thought it was a good thing to be prideful.
I didn't say it was. I didn't say anything. I think it is a good thing to be prideful. I just didn't use those words. So,
but you're saying that it's fucked up that I would say that.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You're prideful.
Excuse me. It's fucked up and sadistic. What you're trying to tell me, what I'm feeling, because I didn't say prideful. I said I'm proud. You understand? Proud, like how a black person's proud, like how I'm proud of being a podcaster that's super successful. And
you tell me the difference between proud and prideful.
I don't have to.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have to.
You're going to keep that one in the closet?
Yeah.
Oh, we're milking this. All right. Welcome.
Yeah,
we 5th episode, baby. The speculation.
You're
we're speculating right now.
You were putting up the can like you were cheersing. Yeah. Cheers, you know? you guys made it. It's like, yeah. Yeah, we made it, you know? But I know you have something to say about Venezuela or something like that, so you might as well just do it right now.
Why don't we talk? You wanted to talk about the housing market.
Okay.
Why don't we start with that?
I want to talk about the housing market. Okay, I mean, we can start.
I'd like to talk about it too, you know. I've written up on it too. And
you want to talk about the video?
You know what? I think we should start with the 50-year mortgage.
Oh man. Oh my god.
How wonderful.
Well, I just love that Trump, you know what he does? He loves himself so much, right? He loves himself so much, and he like is so fucking desperate to have himself in history, right? Like have himself be counted amongst like great presidents, right? He puts he puts on Truth Social a picture of him and then a picture of FDR right next to him, right? And saying this, under FDR it says 30-year mortgage, and then under Trump it says 50-year mortgage. Bro, but talk about brain dead fucking housing policy where it's like, great, what I'm going to buy? First of all, the median person buying a home right now in this country is 59 years old. That's the median person. The middle of the ground is 59 years old. So on the young side, someone like 45 years old. What, you're going to live 50 years after 45 years old? You're going to be dead. You're going to be renting to the bank. You're never going to have any equity built into whatever property you've purchased, right? And then this guy is like patting himself on the back.
Yeah.
50-year mortgage.
He's like, he's like, even during his, when he was running, he was like, there's a housing crisis and I'm going to help. He didn't really say how or what he's going to do. He's like, I'm going to help. And then I forget, what was it when he first got into office that they built this program, wasn't it? To try to do something to help this housing crisis that we have where people can't afford to buy houses except wealthier off people and whatnot. And months went by and that went nowhere. Nothing happened with it. It wasn't mentioned again. It's like an organization was pretty much created that they just basically threw to the side and never talked about again. Then he releases the 50-year mortgage. And it's like, what was the numbers I saw? Where it's like, if you buy a home for like $550,000, $100,000, with a 30-year mortgage, it would cost you by the end of it like $650,000. But with the 50-year, it would cost you $850,000. And you're saving about $100 a month. So it's going to cost you $200,000 more than it would have if you took the 30-year mortgage, but it's going to save you about $100. $100.
Oh, it's amazing. And again, you're never going to actually own this house. Like, you're never actually going to own this like piece of property because 50-year mortgage.
50 years. Yeah.
It's too long. Like, if you are
20 years old and you get this.
Yeah.
You're going to be 70 by the time you pay it off.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's not like you're 20 and get, it's unbelievable. You're going to always, it's a constant rental payment to the bank until you die.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly stupid. And again, like the idea.
It's modern day slavery.
Yeah. And the idea that the president's like trotting this out as some kind of like achievement, like it's utterly stupid. And again, in the same month that he has, the Epstein shit going on and the Saudi crown prince, show up to the White House and get and secure himself another military aid package that the United States is now obligated to.
Yeah.
All right. So then when they get attacked, similar to like something like the Israel conflict that's going on, or like any of our other obligations all around the world, we have to go to their beck and call and help them. Not to mention that we're selling them weapons and planes and everything like that. It's unbelievable. And for them to invest,
it's great.
And you know what they're investing? Yeah. They're investing $1 trillion to own pieces of land or stocks in companies or something like that, be voting members of stocks in American companies, like all this kind of stuff. And it's unbelievable. And the guy is walking around like he's really America first, and he's just really not. It's been a complete lie. And
what's the wonderful thing about, our government right now is like so much of them try to act like, I mean, look at Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is like, oh yeah, well, America first makes sense because, if you live in America, you should know that like our politicians are doing everything to put the American people first. No, the fuck they aren't.
That's insane.
He's talking about Nick Fuentes, and he's talking about how Nick Fuentes' movement is called America First, and Ben Shapiro is claiming that America First as a statement makes sense, but the pack that Nick Fuentes is now creating is realistically anti-American. And even though this guy is basically like, oh, Netanyahu, a war criminal, powerful Jew.
Now he's a prime minister of Israel.
Let's put it simply.
Yeah.
Powerful
minister
Jew
of Israel. Yeah.
Has best interest in himself and Jews and Judaism, and that's it. He's like, yeah, I would I would totally get rid of the law where you have to be born in America for him to be president of the United States. It's like, fuck you, Ben Shapiro.
Well, they don't want that anyway. They don't want naturalized citizenship because, I guess like one point is that maybe a bunch of illegal immigrants can come over here and have anchor babies. Like that's true, but I mean, again, those people should still be American citizens. And then the second reason is because that they want to get rid of that rule so that, again, a foreign person can come here and become the leader of the country. Someone like an Elon Musk or something like that, or someone like whoever. I mean, like both sides kind of want that. Look at what's going on with like Mandami. Mandami wasn't born here. He was born in Uganda. And again, like, I'm not really the biggest fan of that because honestly, I do believe in like real naturalized citizenship. Like, I think that the only people that should really be running this country are naturally born American citizens. Like,
no, I agree with that entirely. Mandami was actually something I wanted to talk about a little bit, but it's kind of off topic.
He's meeting with Trump. I hope you know.
I did see that. I did see that. It's kind of off topic from what we were talking about, but so this guy Mandami, the right obviously hates him. A lot of the left doesn't even like him that much too, because socialism is a scary thing. Historically, socialism is a terrible form of government for the most part. Really, like the only places that can run off of socialism are very small, successfully. Government does not have the capabilities, nor the means, nor the profit, the means to want to profit when they create nationalization of all these companies, as people think. So it always ends up causing inflation and poverty and, like blackouts and food shortages and whatnot. But Mandami's policies, if you actually read them, obviously he says it's not just socialism, it's democratic socialism. And he says for New York City, like the government run grocery stores, for an example. He says like basically all the product in it is going to be from New York to the New Yorkers at a cheaper price, right? Now, in my head, in my mind, first of all, obviously there.
How many apples are you growing in New York?
Yeah, right.
How many bananas?
I was going to say there's not enough. There's not enough.
I don't know about that.
Products and produce that New York could produce for probably the whole state of New York probably could not sustain New York City itself. But that's not the point that he's trying to do. He's just trying to make cheaper groceries for people, which is cool. But here's the issue.
Well, let me interrupt you real quick. Like, and again, like it's a pipe dream. That's what you're basically getting at. Like the idea of government-run grocery stores is a pipe dream. Like that's why he only said like, I'm almost certain in his campaign, he's basically saying like, listen, I'm going to try to open like 5 or 10 of these.
Well, it's like so one per borough, I believe, is like the actual thing that he's.
So there's 5 boroughs in New York, so it's 5.
Yeah,
it's only 5.
So well, here's the thing. Here's the issue. Here's the issue with that, right?
Yeah.
With what he wants is that, first of all, these places are going to be madhouses completely. It's going to be the DMV of a grocery store. You're going to go there. There's going to be extremely long lines. People are going to be bitching and moaning because they don't have the fucking milk that they want or whatever. And then what's going to happen is they're going to sell out immediately. Immediately, they are going to sell the fuck out. And then people are going to be upset about that. Now, if they stick to that and that's the case, that's realistically not even that bad. All right, they have a bunch of cheap produce, a bunch of people come, they buy it, they sell out, they close, that's the end of it, they restock, they do it again. If it's all actually mainly like New York produce, that's not that bad. Here's where it's scary, though, where it might become more than democratic socialism, is that if that were to happen, and now this guy Mandami, a politician who wants votes and wants people to like him, people are complaining, oh, well, they sell out. I can never get anything from there. This isn't working because I can't get stuff because I don't wake up early enough to go there or whatever. Then they start outsourcing the products. That's where it gets scary, because now if you're starting to outsource the products and take from other people, and the government is paying for this produce to keep it cheap, that's when the real inflation begins. And that's when, like, people start relying on it, because now they're not selling out, but now the government can't keep up with it, so they will sell out eventually, but people started relying on this. That's where it gets scary. That's what I don't like about it. If he sticks to his word, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But what politician sticks to their word?
I mean, not none that I know right now.
Very,
I mean,
very
listen,
little.
listen. I mean, Trump's not sticking to his word.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at before. But the thing with Mondami is that like it's a legitimate pipe dream because again, like okay, it's gonna be a government-run grocery store, right? And kind of like the best point I saw brought up about this is about how are they going to get vendors? How are you going to get people to work there? Like what's going to happen? Are you going to have to charge something to be able to run this at some kind of like not even a profit, but some kind of scalable and doable rate where you can run it and people will come there and again,
Well,
like
that's
you
the
said
whole thing with taxing the rich.
well, I'm saying yeah, of course, but I'm saying like you were saying for it to not be like a madhouse or like something like the food bank where it's just like kind of almost like food donated from churches and whatever and certain organizations that are collecting food for homeless or for poor people. But yeah, exactly. If it's like food like it's from the major supermarkets or like whatever, then it's obviously like you said going to be like a mad rush of people like coming in there and grabbing it
Yeah.
and running out. But
Well,
I don't think it's gonna.
that's definitely what it's going to be
Well, yeah,
at
we'll
the
see.
start. Like even like regular businesses that open their first day, it's like a madhouse. But it's like you're telling me, all right, so the average cost of a dozen eggs in New York City right now is what, like $6.50, and they're going to charge $3. And you're telling me all the New Yorkers that are struggling right now are the first thing they do when that store opens is go to the store and try to buy stuff.
Of course. I mean, if it's $3 for a dozen eggs, then yeah, of course they're going to go there and buy it.
Yeah, and that's like the whole plan. It's like, oh well, we're gonna make cheaper. See now, I haven't fully read the policies, but I'm sure this isn't true. Where I feel like they should sort of make it if they're gonna do this and they want to help the lower income people of New York City, they should really put an income cap on the customers. Now that complicates things a lot, but if the whole point is to help the people who are struggling,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
and you allow anyone to go there. Now, obviously, the rich people that live in New York City live in New York City probably because they're rich. There's like a status effect to it. There's the fact that they could live in the big city. They could have a really nice
well, of course,
apartment,
they're still
spend 10 grand a month on it and whatnot. So they're probably not going to shop there.
But there's still people that live in like projects and stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah,
there's people that live in projects and like housing authorities and whatnot, and like all these different kind of areas where it's like, yeah, like they are paying like super cheap for, and maybe if that's where it's going to go, then maybe. But then again, you're going to have almost like a key card system or or an ID system.
Well, then the issue with that too, if they're in the projects, if the the government run grocery stores are in very low income, high crime rate areas, is that there's going to be a whole bunch of theft.
Maybe. I mean, they're probably going to pay for it with EBT.
Well, yeah, that's probably part of it, but there's also probably going to be theft. If it's in a very low income place, the crime rates are very high there. That's just like automatic.
Of course.
And if they put these places in or around those areas in a high crime area, there's definitely going to be theft. And now you're telling me that the taxpayers' money is going to food that's literally just being stolen. It's going to be an issue too, if that's the case. If that's the case, then what percentage of it is getting stolen? How much money is that going to cost the taxpayers? Is like the 2% tax on the rich, is that enough to cover everything is the question. We're just going to have to see and find out. But what really scares me is when these places sell out, which they will. I promise that. When these places sell out and people start complaining that they're selling out too quick and they're not getting the stuff that they want, is Mondami going to make it okay so that they start outsourcing their products? They start getting from other places. And that's what's scary, because that's when things really start going downhill. That's where history repeats itself when it comes to socialism in general.
I don't think it's going to be anything like that where like New York is going to like fall into a almost like we've mentioned on the show before, a like Venezuela level of food shortage where it's like this is like one of the biggest cities in America. This is a city full of 8 million people. Like America's not going to let 8 million people starve to death. And also at the same time, New York City is the mecca of restaurants and grocery stores and CVS and like DSW and all these places where it's like they're going to be supplied with food. It's probably the most complex food distribution system in all of North America, if not the top 5 at least. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the top 5. And I'm not super worried about New York itself becoming as poor as Venezuela. That's not my worry. But my worry is more that, like, this guy got voted in. And I promise you, even if he were to start doing that, which though they wouldn't become as poor as Venezuela, it could still drastically affect them, make them much more poor. Kind of depends on what happens. You know, there are, I forget what state it is. If it's like Minnesota, there's one state that as soon as Mamdani won,
Mamdani.
Whatever, dude. As soon as he won, there was like this one state that
Slamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah. Sloppy toppy, whatever.
Yeah, Slamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Mayor Slamalama Ding Dong.
There was this one state where like a lot of New Yorkers that were like wealthy New Yorkers, probably a part of that 2% tax increase, left New York and immediately bought property there.
Florida, they're saying in some of the like higher ticket, higher price areas in Florida, they are seeing like a boom in real estate because people are leaving. Like the old people are leaving because, I mean, in my head,
they were leaving before this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say in my head,
now they're leaving even more because of this.
Also, median age for a home buyer in Florida is like 62 years old.
Yeah.
So that's the middle. So you have
that's great.
So on the higher end, you have like a 75, 80-year-old buying a house in Florida. So, you know, listen, take what you have with a grain of salt. I don't know. You know, God bless them. God bless them if you're 85 years old and you're just cruising around Florida, like you're just living your life. Like, but I look at that as like that's insanity. You know, holy shit! Like the market, the housing market is not built for young people. Like young people are not acquiring property. We're not getting equity, and
yeah, not even close.
It's like holy shit. Like it's not good. It's not good for life. But on the Zoran point, like I think you're right. Like, and I think Zoran's gonna have once he's mayor in January. I believe it's January he gets sworn in. But once he's mayor in January, he's gonna have a lot of obstacles to overcome from Albany, from his funding, and that's why he's going to Trump right now. He's setting up a meeting right now because he's like, he also is going to have blocks from the federal government. You still have to deal with Trump for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
3 years at least, and he's got to go there and try to make it work. So that's why he's meeting with them. And Trump himself has, I've heard leaks about how Trump is behind closed doors called him a talented politician, which is exactly correct.
Well, yeah,
and I try to
true.
Yeah, and I try to explain that to like boomers and stuff like my boomer father, because we talk about Mamdani, and I'm like, dude, it makes perfect sense he's winning. He's like, he just doesn't get it. Boomers have this like weird block in their head.
Yeah,
where
right-sided boomers at least.
Yeah, right-sided boomers.
I mean, all boomers have a block in their head of some sorts, but when it comes to this, right-sided boomers have a block with Zoran.
But they hear communist or socialist or democratic socialist, and they have like this block in their head, and they're like, "No, he cannot win. It has to be the older man, the Cuomo or the fucking Sliwa." Even though I really like Sliwa, but yeah, he's gonna have so many problems when he becomes mayor. Like it's not gonna be easy for him whatsoever. And you know, I just want to see what happens. Right now, at least. He's kind of coming into his own a little bit because he obviously just won the big hurdle. Now he's got 4 years to be mayor at least.
Yeah.
And you can see it happening. You can see the gears kind of turning where him, it's actually really interesting. Like, so they're part of like a democratic socialist, like league of some kind, like him and AOC, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like the congresswoman from New York. They're all part of like some kind of democratic socialist, like club almost.
Yeah.
And there's guys from there that are trying to like primary Hakeem Jeffries, who's like the the minority leader in the House right now, right? He's like again from Brooklyn, congressman, black congressman, and there's people in the Democratic Socialist League that are trying to primary him. And you know what Zoran said? He was like, "No, he's like, don't. It's not time." It's not time to primary him. So he's kind of like falling into his own a little bit. He's kind of like absorbing himself. He's trying to become more part of the mainstream Democratic Party. And to me, it's like Yeah, of course you're going to have to, because you have to get these people's support. You have to get
Well, I was gonna
Kathy
say,
Hochul's support.
yeah.
The governor of New York, you need to get her support. You need to get all their support together to try to do what you want to do. You need even Trump support, and that's why he's such a like a slick politician. He's like Slick Willie. You know, like that's
He's slipping Jimmy.
He's slipping. He could be.
No, he's not slipping Jimmy.
But I'm saying,
but no. What you're saying is very true, and also what worries me less about Zoran too, and his policies and whatnot. It's like I said too, like his policies on paper make some sense, and they definitely help like the middle class more. But the issue is like the human factor of, you know, what actually happens versus what's on paper and how he reacts to it and what actually happens with the policies.
The guy's not married yet, yeah.
But what worries me less too is that he is still just a mayor. The mayor can only do so much. The governor of New York, like you just mentioned, has said already that there are things that he says he's going to do that she is going to prevent him from doing in full.
Right.
And then there's also the business factor, where, like in America, business is really big into politics. Business kind of runs politics. And like these bus stations, like there is videos of people going on the bus saying like, when are the buses free? And the bus drivers are like, that this is never going to be free. And there's an aspect to it where you got to think, you know, like he probably can't make all the buses free.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's going to try, but he's going to have to work with these big companies that do this stuff and make everyone happy if he wants to continue to be a solid, reputable politician. So, like, realistically, like any politician, he says he's going to do this, he says he's going to do that when he's running to try to get the votes that he needs and whatnot. Then he gets into office, and then those policies are going to shift according to how he could keep people happy and wanting to vote for him again, or so he could grow his political status to be voted into higher positions. So, I'm not, like, super, super worried about him. There's just parts of what he does that's a little bit scary for what could come of the future and who gets voted for the future. Because I do not want a democratic socialist president at some point. I don't want any form of socialism as my president. Because capitalism, even though we don't have true capitalism in America.
We were talking about this earlier today.
We don't have true capitalism, but most countries based around capitalism like we are typically are much better than ones that aren't. You know, like look at Poland. They overcame a Marxist, pretty much communist era.
They're part of the Soviet Union for a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure at least. Like,
and then they became capitalist, and their economy skyrocketed up to about equal of like Japan. That's incredible. Yeah, look at Venezuela. They became socialist, and I know people like to talk about how the sanctions from the U.S. is what hurt Venezuela. No, it's not. You're an idiot. The nationalization of every business in Venezuela from a government that couldn't handle it is what destroyed Venezuela. There's been interviews, I don't know if you've seen, there's been journalists going to Venezuela talking about, because Trump has been putting a lot of military people, a lot of military,
a lot of boat bombings, obviously.
Not just the bombings, there's a lot of military on their coast. And journalists have been going to Venezuela, asking the people who live there in Venezuela, how does this make you feel? And they're all kind of like, yeah, like, that sucks. I don't want to go to war or anything, but I don't care that much because I can't afford food. I want to eat, bro. Well, yeah, like, I want to eat. I can't eat because the food is unavailable. The boats on the coast, like the U.S. military on the coast, is kind of the least of my worries because I'm going to die if I don't eat.
I ran out of the zoo animals. I ate the zebra.
Yeah, they ate the zoo animals.
All right, so I need something to eat.
You know,
can you please help me?
You know, they're going to be in some sort of famine where, like, I think it was Cambodia when they went through a famine and they survived off of fried tarantulas.
Oh, that's going to sound good.
Well, tarantulas are actually extremely high in protein.
Really?
It's like one of the most protein dense.
I can kind of imagine that because, like, you look at a tarantula and you're like, that's all muscle moving that thing around.
I guess. I don't really know the anatomy of, like, a spider.
I don't know.
I don't understand, like, bug anatomy. You know, like what's
Would
a
you
muscle?
would you ever eat a bug? You
I've eaten
eat
a bug before.
well, yeah, of course. Like, what I'm saying, would you eat a fried tarantula in
I would
Cambodia?
try one. I mean,
We need to go
I don't know
there.
if I want to. I was
We
about
need
to
to
say, I
go
don't know
there.
if I'd want to go straight to Cambodia. I'd eat an American fried tarantula.
What's the difference? It's a fryer.
Yeah, but it's like I trust the American who picks the tarantula, kills it, dries it, and
We
then
should go to
fries it, more than the Cambodian.
we should go to like New Orleans and you can try like a crocodile first and then like the next thing down from that like a eat a po' boy. It's not
Yeah.
really that bad, but
And then we
like
could see all the tweakers on fentanyl too.
yeah, you could. You could drink on Bourbon Street, you know?
Yeah.
Should be
Just like,
kinda
dude,
sweet, bro.
I love tweakers.
Dude, you're a
I
tweaker.
I am a tweaker. I was in Seattle not that long ago, and dude, the fentanyl. There was this. Let me tell you, like, there's a lot of it's kind of crazy there because you go to like a lot of cities, a lot of the great American cities, and there's like obviously a lot of homelessness and whatnot. But in a lot of them, like if you go to New York City, they're like begging you for money or just like food or whatever. In Seattle, they're so high. They're so fucked up off crack and fentanyl that they like can't even ask you for money because they're too
Of course
high.
not.
They're too high. Like they kind of leave you alone in like a lot of the areas where even there's a lot of them. The only one, so there was one like fake homeless person, not like fake. There was one fake homeless group of people. It was like a guy and a girl who asked for some money, and I said, "No, I don't have any cash on me," and they left. And I looked at them as they were walking away, and they were in like Jordans and like true religion jeans and stuff, and I was like, are they just asking me for money right now? Like they didn't look high or anything. I'm like, is this?
They're just wondering it. They were just
they're like, will this guy give me money? Like,
they saw you as a tourist. They're like,
Yeah, probably.
this guy doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He
Yeah.
doesn't know like this guy's not from here. And that's why they just asked you for money and see if they could just get a 20 out of you. Like, oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Like,
And then there
Okay.
was one guy who was tweaking out of his mind, freaking out, screaming like fuck, and he was like his pants were like down to his knees while he was walking, and he was just like holding them there. And he like there was this old couple walking on the sidewalk, and like they're going this way and he's going this way, and he like sprinted up to them and stopped, and the old guy like got in like a defensive stance kinda, and he was like, what? Like, this is like maybe 200, 300 feet away from me. He's like, what? And like I just see the tweaker, like he just like looks at him and he just like leaned back so far. And then he sprinted into the middle of the road, and a car was coming and it slammed on its brakes and was like honking at him. And he was just like, fuck, this sucks. And then he like sprinted away, and it was like his pants fell all the way down. Like everything was out. Like his cock and balls, his butt cheeks were out.
Jesus
And he like
Christ.
pulled them back up and like sprinted away. And I was just like, dude, that's crazy.
That's fucking amazing. I mean, like, honestly, living like a tweaker must be like such an adventure every day. And you're just like,
you probably have no idea what's going on.
you probably have no idea what's going on. Like, you're just getting up every day. You're just like running around. Like, every small thing could possibly be like a feat of danger of some kind. You're just like, oh my God. And you just don't even know. You don't even know what's the next step for you. You know?
I gotta say,
Running
there
butt
was,
naked across the street, I guess, is one of them.
during this, I left my luggage at this convenience store that had a service where you could pay to leave your
Hold their
luggage there.
Yeah.
And it was super sketchy. I didn't trust it at all. But none of me or my friends had our stuff stolen.
Can I just interrupt you?
So
Like,
shout out to that guy.
There's a service you can
doing
do
that.
if you ever go to like a FedEx store or a UPS store, they do that for you. They
Yeah,
hold your
but
luggage for you.
it was this was too early in the morning. This convenience store was the only place that was open.
Really?
Actually, no. You know what it was? Actually, at the time, they weren't. All the other places weren't open. But also, we were staying the whole day, pretty much until like 12 p.m. And all these places closed at like 5, like the storage places, and like
Oh, really?
yeah. So
Okay.
at least that
Yeah.
we're local. We weren't like really. We didn't have a car or anything. It's Seattle. It's one of the most walkable cities, so we weren't trying to like rent a car.
Yeah, I forget where I was doing it. I think it was in Florida somewhere. But yeah, that's where I did it. Where it was like I just want to drop off like our luggage, and just walk around somewhere and get breakfast, like chill,
Yeah.
and like yeah, like they just held it for us for a couple hours and it was great. It was actually perfect. and it was just like a FedEx store. It was awesome. I think it was in Tampa, like Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
And then me and my girlfriend, we just walked around and got breakfast. I think we walked around Tampa University. It was literally fun. It was awesome.
I think we did that too.
Tampa University is great. It's a beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful
it's a cool place.
It's a really historical place. You know, sad our friend went there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and just didn't
sold the bag, man.
Yeah, exactly. Sold the bag. You know, he still could go back if he really dedicates some time to concentrate.
You can do it at any age. Listen,
yeah,
we're like a little bit older than college age, right? And
a teeny weeny bit.
Yeah. Like there's like a lot of people who are in college now who are still our age. And what's it called? You know, like our buddy. What?
I said maybe becoming doctors.
Well, no, I'm saying some people right. Like they take like 6 years to get their degree. Anyway, the buddy, you know, when we were like, how old were we? Like 22? Yeah. We were like 22. He's going to this great school. You know, it's Florida. There's a lot of beautiful girls there. It's a beautiful campus. He's in a line of, he's in a good degree. He's getting a good degree. Get you a nice job. Like, it would have been so simple for him. Find a nice girlfriend, finish your degree, get a nice job.
Find a nice girlfriend for this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
he claims he's into women. He claims.
No, he never claims that.
He does. He says it all the time.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I don't know if I've said this before on the show. I'm going to come out with a very controversial opinion. I'm sorry, guys. All right, and I'm sorry in advance.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that. That's how you know. That's the universe. That's God and the universe telling me I need to say this because Jason spilt beer on himself. But I don't believe in bisexuals. I don't believe they're real. I don't believe it because you know why? You can't be that. A, I don't think humans are capable of being that greedy. And B, when someone,
I think they're that greedy. That's for sure.
They're
but I do agree with you. No,
but when someone, I've only met people that when they claim to be bisexual, they're really only into men or they're really only into women, right? You cannot be into both. There's no like in between, you know. And I'm sorry. Like they're just not real. You're just greedy. You know, if you're a girl into girls and you're like I'm a bisexual, I'm like no, you're a lesbian. I'm sorry. Same with the men. If you're a guy and you're into men, right? And you're like oh I'm bisexual, no, I'm sorry, you're not. You're just gay. You're a gay man and you like guys. And regardless of that, women are going to smell it on you that you're gay and you like guys, and they're not even going to go for you. They're going to be like, you're my bestie.
We actually have a good buddy, right? This woman who claims to be bisexual.
This woman?
Again, kind of fake.
You mean this woman? What do you mean?
We have this friend that's a girl that claims to be bisexual.
Oh, I thought we were talking about our other friend that went to Tampa.
No, not that one.
Okay, go ahead.
This girl didn't go to Tampa, but she had this boyfriend who was, to make a long story short, supposedly not gay, supposedly not bisexual. And then she found out that this guy was like fucking like a twink on the side. Now this actual girl that's a friend of ours is like cool with that and like cool with like being polyamorous and whatnot. But again, being bisexual is kind of fake, and she like found out and like hated that about him and obviously broke up with him. Now, before you say, oh, it's just because of infidelity, again, she's cool with being polyamorous. Obviously, there was some lying going on, so that's like a factor. But it's just like, dude, like, even these bisexual girls get a whiff of gay on you, and you're done. They're like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so down for it. It's like, whatever, who cares? And they care. They care.
Well,
they care big time.
All women want like a real man, like a protector. And you know, if you're walking around and you're saying you're bisexual and you're fucking guys, and now you're all of a sudden in a polyamorous relationship, the woman's not going to feel very secure or feel like you are a man and a man that has conquered her or a man that conquers women. And
yeah,
that's never gonna work in real life. I'm sorry, that's never gonna work. You know, a woman wants to feel like you're like a dude, you know, like a man.
No, I completely agree. Look at lesbian relationships.
Yeah.
There's always the man in the relationship. They hate when you say that, but it's true. And like, you know where you see two feminine lesbians?
Mm.
Porn and Instagram. That's it. You'll never see it in person. You will never see it in person. You like, and if you do, it's like a 2-week thing.
A feminist lesbian.
They're like scissoring. No, I'm saying two feminine lesbians together with each other dating.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that probably I would disagree on that because most lesbians I feel are somewhat somewhat feminist, right?
No, feminine.
Oh, feminine,
not feminist. Was I saying feminist?
You might. I don't know.
Maybe
I just misheard. But okay, if you're saying feminine,
what I meant to say is you don't ever see two feminine lesbians together in a relationship unless it's on porn or if it's on Instagram.
Porn. Well, we all know porn is obviously fake. Like it's like
porn is fake.
You know,
and Instagram is fake.
Like two chicks making out, rubbing their tits together. Like that's not fucking happening in real life. That's fake. That's fake. But yeah, like it is like very true where you see like a lot of just, you know, like as they call them on like Instagram and online, like studs, like two studs together, you know, like two like chicks that kind of dress like guys.
Yeah.
Being together and whatnot.
That's how it almost always is.
Yeah, of course. You know,
because like going back to what you said, you know, the woman wants to feel some sort of like protection from their significant other. And when it comes to the lesbian dynamic, you have these lesbians that are typically bigger or more masculine acting, which probably makes them feel like the protector because whatever's going on in their head. Obviously, if you're a dyke, you're trying to act masculine. That's just like what you're doing. That's why you're a dyke. So you act masculine, you feel masculine, so you are the masculine presence in the relationship, and then a lesbian woman is gonna look at that as like the safety factor, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's true. Like you're exactly right. Like they are gonna look in the safety factor. You know, I mean, like again, like I was talking more about like straight women. Maybe I have a little bit of bias. Like my you know, I have someone close to me that's a lesbian, and like most of them are like very feminine, and not like feminine, but like feminist, I would say. And
they're all definitely feminist.
You know, it's kind of like it's tough to say. Like it's tough to be like, oh, one is super feminine, one isn't, and one, you know, but they're definitely all feminists.
Yeah.
And you know, I just don't believe in like the bisexuality kind of aspect of it, where I'm like, I just don't believe in I don't believe in any kind of bisexual, to be honest with you. And you know, it's just kind of like one of those things where you lean one way or the other. I mean, I really, you know, unless you're like a super, honestly, this is the only example I think that could possibly exist. If you're a super hot chick and you're banging both, like you were saying, like kind of like butch lesbians, or you're banging really like other dudes, because dudes will just bang you if you're hot or not. Like you know, guys are different, but like if you're a hot chick and you're banging both dudes and like butch lesbians, then yeah, I could see it. I could see.
Well, at that point, you're just a whore. You're a slut.
Well, you're obviously a whore, yeah. Like there's that, you know, but
because you're just bouncing back and forth between people to people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like, all right, so yeah, bisexuality doesn't exist unless you're like a complete slut, sexual demon that like needs to get off with other people nonstop.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, and yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how.
I wanted to show you this real quick, and then I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Oh, okay, sure.
Is this? Yeah, just look at that real quick. You can read that from there. And then yeah,
my bad, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Ain't no apology.
Vito's gonna take a bathroom break. Vito from The Sopranos is gonna take a bathroom break. Bro, you know who that is? You know who Vito is from The Sopranos?
Not really, no.
No. Yeah, well, he's the gay character from The Sopranos that has a gay. You heard that, right? Yeah, He's the gay character from The Sopranos. That's what Vito is. That's our friend, our co-host's name. His name is Vito. Vito had a secret gay life while in the mafia in The Sopranos, and that's pretty good. I like that. I think it's a really actually interesting storyline. And our friend who is gay, right? I was going to send him a message. Again, this is the guy that went to Tampa and it lives in Tampa, yada yada. But I was going to send him a message to watch a portion of The Sopranos just to see like a very interesting gay story. There's a lot of like gay media out there, a lot of gay movies. Some of them are good, but most of them I can't really relate to. I'm not gay, so it has no real effect on me. I watch it and I'm just kind of like whatever about it. I crave like a different kind of drama, to be honest with you. I'd rather simply watch a straight man struggle with some kind of problem, to be honest with you, because then I can say, all right, I can see that, I can relate to that. I can understand the story. I can understand the plight of the character. Something like Frankenstein, for instance. Like I watched that movie, the new Frankenstein with Jacob Elordi, for instance. I checked out and it was pretty decent, but honestly, the movie was too damn long. Not gonna lie to you. Really well made, and you could just see all the craftsmanship and like all the shots when he shows up and he's fighting all these soldiers and stuff like that, and you could see the effects and the costumes, and it's a beautiful movie. It's amazing. But the problem is it's too long. There needs to be more action in the movie and less of this talking bullshit where it's nothing but Jacob Elordi pretending to be Lenny from Mice of Men and doing this like Lenny impression, like I'm a retard and yeah, exactly.
You are.
And this and then Mia Goth showing up and being like, oh, you're just a beautiful tall guy and whatever, and it's just stupid. Like I was sleeping through like 10 25 minutes of this movie and I woke up and nothing really was changing because they keep repeating themselves with his perspective and I guess the original Victor Frankenstein, Oscar Isaac's perspective, and it was just too long. It was too long and stupid. And, I don't think I'll ever watch it again. But it was really well made. I'll say that. It was really well made. Some of the parts I really liked, but it was mainly the parts of some kind of action, when Christoph Waltz's head like got fucking like, in the back got blown out, he fell off a fucking into a pit, and his head got blown out. Or when Frankenstein's punching people. But that's really it. Like I don't really give a fuck.
Oh, you're talking about the new Frankenstein movie?
Yes.
Oh, this one like young guy that I talked to today was telling me how he loved it.
It's a really well made movie, and you know what's funny? Our good friend Nick, right, texted me about it, and he was like, "Have you seen this movie?" All right, and I was like, "No, not yet." He's like, "Oh my god, you gotta watch it. It's got like Christoph Waltz, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac, all these different actors. Where you're like, holy crap! Like, there's all these different people in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so long, bro. It's just such a long movie. And like I was just telling you before, like I was sleeping parts of it. I was just like falling asleep, waking up, like looking at it and be like, oh, it looks all right. Like it's like the same. Yeah, it's just 2.5 hours. I mean, maybe I'm just not a long movie person, even though I love movies, but I mean, I'm just, I like a short movie, to be honest with you. I really like an hour and a half tight movie. But it's just too long and I was just sleeping through half of it. And it's just like, dude, like I can't sit there and pay attention to a fucking one side of the story and then the other with Frankenstein. It's just not that interesting, honestly. And the only
it doesn't sound anything like it doesn't sound like anything that I'm gonna be watching. That's
no, you don't watch. Well, you don't watch shit. Like
yeah, man. Like, why would I watch that?
No, you should definitely skip on this for sure.
Yeah,
like I would. There's a but I could give you 20 movies that are like way more interesting that you could watch like one night after the other and be like, wow, this is like pretty good. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're just like interested because you know what it is. It's simply more visually interesting. Like there's films that are simply more visually interesting. But it's a topical movie and like I find it interesting how Netflix is able to kind of be able to go out there and make a giant movie like that and kind of like check it out. Like make it and fund it and get all these people involved in it and release it, like
We should look up if it made money.
they probably didn't. It was in select theaters. It was already at a loss. But you know what's funny about that? You know what I saw? This movie was in some theaters. You know what else was in theaters? Was their Stranger Things um finale was also in theaters. The final episode of Stranger Things. You could go watch in theaters. In some
Like
theaters.
the episode,
Yeah.
like how long is that?
That's 2 hours. It's like a literally.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
it's basically a movie.
It's basically a movie. Yeah.
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 Weird though. You can
It's
watch
kinda strange.
the finale
Of a
in,
TV show.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's weird. I mean, Stranger
Well,
Things is massive,
yeah.
so like
I was gonna say
I could
there-
kind of see it making money, but I also just don't see it making money at all because it's like, who isn't the Stranger Things like fan base? Who's not watching the finale within a week of it being released? Just like from
No, it's like an event, right? Like these are for the diehard fans, basically, and there is like diehard fans of like Stranger
yeah,
Things,
there's
which is
diehard
like,
fans of everything.
which I think those people are kind of weird, but whatever. I watched the first 2 seasons when it came out when we were in high school. Believe it or not, like that's how long it's been with the show. You know, this is like almost a 10-year saga with the show.
Yeah,
But yeah, it makes sense. It's kind of like a redefining of what theater might be in the future when you think about it. Because you know why? You look at something like the Taylor Swift shit that goes on. Like she made a shit ton of money in the theater, right? Last year and this year, right? Like of her, like it's basically a dance party in the theater.
yeah.
And then also this as well, where it's like super fans of a show, of a 10-year long show, could come in and watch that and generate the theater money. So it's almost like a experimental redefining of like what the movie theater really is going to be in the next like kind of like 10 years 20 years and stuff like that, like while they're like still around, you know.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like the theater is kind of just whatever they want it to be.
Mhm.
The original theater was
Yeah.
like live action, and it was like musicals and stuff like that.
Yeah, grandpa.
And then it turned into movies, and now movies are obviously somewhat dying. Not like entirely. Movies will never fully die,
Of course not.
but they're definitely way down compared to what they used to be. And you know, they could just make the theater whatever sort of entertainment show that they want to. So the theater will never really die. It is kind of interesting to see what it'll become, but the theater will probably never be the same as it once was, solely for the fact that you could watch anything from like in your pocket from your phone or just at
Oh
home
yeah,
on
you
the
can
TV
we
and
could me and
whatnot.
you could both watch like the new finale of like the Stranger Things show, like on
And
our phone,
more,
like, right
yeah,
now.
yeah, and
Yeah.
more and more people really
even
care less
even
about
last
going
night
out.
even last night, like my girlfriend was really interested in seeing this Dracula movie.
Yeah,
I'm a movie freak, and I'll be honest with you, I will sometimes like, you know, I can find movie streams quick. If I want to pull up a movie that I don't have a subscription to, I can pull it up instantly. Like instantly. I have this power.
yeah, you can watch anything for free.
I can watch anything for free, and I pay for a lot of streaming services, right? So I pay for like Netflix, Hulu, fucking Prime, HBO, fucking Showtime, Paramount, everything. Every stupid thing you could fucking imagine.
This
But-
guy's a big slop enjoyer.
Bro, you watch slop. I at least know where the slop, like the originator of
watch
the
slop.
slop. Yeah.
Even though I don't watch anything, I watch slop.
No, you fucking sit there and watch YouTube or Instagram, bro.
No,
You do.
that's not true at all.
You do.
I do scroll Instagram sometimes,
You do.
but you spend hours of your day
So do you.
watching movies and TV shows. I don't do that at all. I spend hours of my day reading different news articles or playing video games. Now, video games you could say is slop.
You're,
But it's way more interactive.
You're reading headlines, bro.
I'm not reading headlines. I read full. I'm subscribed to the Washington Post.
Yeah.
You
Bro,
know,
dude,
sometimes-
you're reading slop, bro.
What's fun is to go on Twitter
X.
and then find. Oh, my bad, X.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to find topics that people are very angry about, which is really easy. You open up Twitter and people are just.
You can do that on
pissed.
Reddit, bro.
Yeah, it's like Twitter is basically becoming the shorter version of Reddit, where it's like on Reddit you have a post of like pages of someone bitching.
Well, it's
about
basically
their
just like
dick is too
4chan.
little.
Yeah.
And then Twitter is basically the same thing, but it's like condensed to a certain amount of words. So it's like now instead of writing a whole novel about how my dick is too small and I can't please any woman because I'm a sad ass, now I just write a paragraph about it. That's what Twitter is, or X.
Right.
But I like going on X and then finding what's getting people riled up and they're talking about it, and then I read the actual articles on it that I find about it. And it's so fun to sort of see people's opinions and then read what's actually going on.
Mm.
It's crazy to see how people they it's all fantasy. It's ridiculous. It's actually so ridiculous. Like social media is so fantasy based. It's so emotionally based
Yeah.
where it's like you hear something on that social media, someone else's opinion about it, not even the actual source. You hear someone's opinion on it and then go on one side or the other of the opinion, and then you just like get fucking angry and pissed, and you gotta tell people how you're pissed about it or how you're so happy about it or whatever, supporting this guy, and then
Well,
people are pissed at you
yeah.
for supporting this person or whatever, and then it's like you read the actual article and what's actually going on, and you're just like, what the fuck are these people talking about? Holy shit.
You're absolutely right, but I'm saying you're in the internet. Sometimes social media and the internet, it's an instant feedback loop. That's what keeps you so engaged. That's like the goal of any social media, where it's like they're trying to connect you with a person that fucking hates your opinion or hates your guts and wants to argue with you. That's what social media kind of like really divs up to, because then you get a notification. They go, you can go back and forth under an article for 4 hours, writing each other in arguments and just being like, oh, I'm so mad. And that's beautiful engagement for that article, because it's like, holy crap, look at this. And we even experience it ourselves. Like, look at the people that are arguing sometimes in our own videos. And it's actually an incredible system, but it is and not that we don't want discussion in our videos, but it is a instant feedback loop. It's an instant rage bait machine where it's trying to make you pissed and distract you from your, real life
from the real problems that's going on. The fact that the 1% owns like all the money in the country, from the fact that the government is outrageously corrupt no matter what side you're on. It's like there's such a big list of things that like they want to distract you, and it's so funny how these like mindless chimps pretty much just fall for it every single time. I need to go on X and tell people my opinion because it's so right and it's so important and I'm so angry, and it's like, bro, you're sitting at home in your like sweaty bed on your phone, or you're like sitting on your gaming chair at your desktop that probably smells like shit, telling people your opinion, and nobody fucking cares. You get 100,000 retweets and 500,000 likes, and I promise you, like 3 of those people will remember that tweet for the rest of their lives. Your shit, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You want to make it, maybe. You want to make a difference.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick.
You want to make a difference, you need to actually do things for the community that's around you to make the difference. Like, stop just going on it. Like, I understand that there's the whole, like, spread the word kind of thing. That is good. And social media can help with that. But spread the word is good for things that are not as heavily opinion based as what is spread on social media. Like your political opinions, not that they don't matter, but you getting angry and pissed and posting them everywhere, angry and pissed, really is not great. It's not like helping anybody. The two sides of the coin of our government really need to come together to work together. And social media completely changes that. It makes it so that we're all against each other, which again is what they want, to distract you from all the things that are actually going on. Now, I want to bring up again the whole like spread the news kind of thing can be good. If there's a tragedy going on, if there's something really terrible that everyone can agree is really terrible, that's just purely evil going on, and then we spread the word about it, and people actually, let's say, donate to a cause or can physically go there and help or whatever, that's fantastic. That is like a minuscule like 0.001% of what actually happens on social media. It's ridiculous. It's kind of pathetic. And it's pathetic to me how many people fall for it. It's just like you can't see that's what they want from like all this. you can't see that all these like super rich people, like, you know, we're not even talking like $1 million a year. We're talking about like $1 billion a year kind of people want you to do this. Like, you can't see that. It's so easy. You're like, but you're just a simpleton. You get caught up in it. And it's like, all right, dude, like, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Stop being an idiot. But I want to talk about I want to talk about how we need to remove, like, America really needs to stop fucking doing bullshit with like foreign affairs. And I know you want to talk about that too. We do really need like an American first movement that's going to actually help Americans.
Oh, I agree.
You know, we need, like I was just saying, I know you weren't here for this. I was just saying, you know, the left and the right are so split due to social media being probably the primary factor in the split of them. We really need to actually come together and help each other out. And like, obviously, there's going to be some sort of compromise that comes with that. And it's, if we don't come to compromise, what's going to end up happening is our leaders are just going to continue sending billions of dollars elsewhere in the world, and our lives are just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, I mean, we obviously saw that with this week with Trump meeting with the crown prince of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just it's a sad and classic example of this is what American diplomacy is. It's a, you know, agreement in the White House, a big show of it too, so that foreign investors can get interested and domestic investors can get interested in something like Saudi Arabia and the idea of it, and the idea of foreign investors coming in here. But it's a big show in the Oval Office where the crown prince comes and he talks to Trump, and they have like a, you know, this hand slapping kind of like interaction. Like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
You know, I love him. And you're just sitting there like looking at it and watching it, and it's obviously like this fucked up promise to this Middle Eastern country that definitely harbored terrorists from 9/11, members of the Taliban and stuff like that. And we're promising them military aid if they ever get into a conflict. Because the next conflict is going to be like them versus Pakistan, or them versus Israel, or something like that, or whatever. Some other, or them versus Iran, right? Because why not? Why not? And so we promise them all this shit, and these people, they do not have America first. I'm talking about these. When I say these people, I mean Trump. I mean his foreign allies, to be honest with you. And they don't have America first in mind because they're promising all this money, they're promising all this aid, promising all this reciprocal investment. Like, oh, you come here and invest in our countries. Well, why? Why do we want foreign actors in our country?
What do you think why? I mean,
money.
We haven't had a single America first president since JFK.
Agreed.
Not even close. And
Agreed.
Look what happened to JFK.
Mm-hmm.
He was killed. He was murdered. He was shot right next to his wife.
And again,
she had to watch his head fucking explode. Because there's too much money, power, and threats that could be thrown around with these foreign affairs to really just care about the American people.
You know what's funny? This is really fucked up, but it's kind of funny. Louis C.K., there's a great like podcast, or like something he mentioned on a podcast when he's talking about all the presidents. And he's talking about how, you know, Jackie Kennedy is walking around with like parts of JFK's brain, like after he got killed. And she was like walking around. They're performing surgery on him, right? Trying to save his life. She's like, does anyone need this? Parts of his brain, like holding it up. Does anyone need this? And they're just like, oh, fuck. This guy's dead. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was at our friend's house, another Nick's house, a different Nick. All together, believe it or not. And he was telling me another guy that we went to high school with, right, who's super conservative. He saw the video, the initial video when it happened that day of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck. He was like, oh yeah, but he's probably going to live though. Saw that a video of him getting his neck right here in the jugular blown out. Blown up. Tragic. But like, blown up right here. And he was like, oh yeah, he's probably going to live though. Like, these people, there's some people that live in like La La Land. They live in video game land where it's like, oh yeah, it wasn't a headshot though.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna respawn, or like, oh, like he's rich and famous, so it'll be good. Oh,
And I'm just like, brother, like, I saw that video, I was like, this guy's dead. Like, there's no way you live from that.
yeah, you don't live from that. I had a doctor tell me that even on an operating table, they could shoot him in the neck in that spot and he'd still probably die. With all the surgeons ready to go, know what's about to happen. As soon as he gets hit, they start working on him, he's still probably gonna die.
Yeah. There's just no way you can, like, lose blood in your jugular and
Yeah,
survive.
it's like you have your carotid and your jugular,
Yeah.
and what your carotid brings the blood to the brain, and the jugular makes it exit. And it's like you take away the exit, and now all the blood's spewing out, and now blood is getting pumped up into your brain and just out of your body, like at such a rapid rate. It was like not to get graphic, but it was
Yeah.
almost like a cup of blood that like from like it was like 3 frames of video from the moment that the bullet made contact to 3 frames later,
Mm.
and like a whole cup of blood already came out. Like you're not. It's
You're
very
not living.
unfortunate. You're not surviving that. It was
Yeah.
super terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just like, I just remember hearing that. I was like, brother, like, and our friend, another Nick is also like he's like a nurse or something like that. He like works in the hospitals, but he's like, dude, like, are you kidding me? Like, well, how could you possibly think that?
Yeah, that's retarded.
It really is. But anyway, back to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Like, these people, it's just unreal, right? And even in the meeting with Trump and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, a journalist asked about Khashoggi, Omar Khashoggi, I think the guy's name is. He's an American journalist who's reporting on Saudi Arabia, super anti-Saudi Arabia. This guy, you want to talk about fucked up? This is the kind of people we're allying with. This guy, you know what he does? He goes to the embassy, the Saudi Arabian embassy in Istanbul, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's there. He's trying to get a marriage license, right? He goes in alone. He gets captured by Saudi Arabian forces, killed, cut up into pieces. His body is cut up into pieces, and parts of his body are put in acid and dissolved.
This is an American person.
This is an American.
Yeah. And what did we do about it? What did we do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And a journalist asked about that, and Trump goes, "Don't be rude to our guests." Excuse me. Don't be rude to our guest. Really?
I saw that.
I mean, like, it's so fucked up, and I'm not even like a leftist liberal. I'm not any of this kind of shit. And you see that, and that's the American president not even defending an American citizen over money in politics, over weapons being sold, over an alliance that will get us in a war fucking down the line. It could be your kids fighting that war down the line. 20 years down the road, all right, them getting some kind of stupid conflict with Saudi Arabia, and it's like, oh, well, ye old President Trump made that decision for us. Why?
Yeah, you know what else he did that's super American first is having 200,000 Chinese immigrants come here for work visas. And he was asked about this in an interview and said how the American people couldn't do these jobs. Like your own president is telling, and again, I'm a right-sided guy. I'm not like a libtard or anything, but like let's be realistic here. Your own president, doesn't matter what side you're on, is bringing in hundreds of thousands of people from another country, claiming that the people from the country that I'm supposed to represent and take care of could never do these things. It would take too much time for them to learn how to do a country of 330 million people. There is not 200,000 of them that could do what these people from this other country, China, can do. They're not skilled enough in this topic or whatever. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. The American people are some of the greatest people there are.
Well, did you see that interview with him and Laura Ingraham?
Yeah.
Trump?
Yeah.
He's saying that we need to, fund the universities that hate him. Teachers there. I don't think when I was at a university, I don't think one professor ever spoke. I think one out of the, say 20 different professors all throughout college I had talked nicely about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So he's saying that we need to fund them, and the Chinese kids need to come to these Ivy League universities. These are American institutions, by the way. Made founded and built here in this country off American greatness.
Yeah.
That Chinese kids need to come here and fund those, and wealthy Chinese billionaires and millionaires need to come here and fund those and stuff like that. And if we don't, it will be detrimental to historically black colleges. That's his excuse.
Yeah.
Do you think any Chinese? Do you think any Chinese people are going to historically black colleges? No, they're not going to Brown or anything like that. They're not going to fucking Howard or anything. And Brown's not HBC, but still, like Howard is, and they're not. They're not.
It's just so like that disgusts me. It's just so pathetic that our own president is saying that we don't have the means and the capabilities to do what other people can do from other countries. You're supposed to 100% support your people and raise up your people and help your people, and you're supposed to do things to make. His whole slogan is "Make America Great Again." Are we making America and Americans great by having other people do work for us for a cheaper price than we would? Solely to save money for big billionaires? No. That's the whole thing, too. He's saying, I never got to this. He's saying that these Chinese immigrants that are coming in can do things that American people can't do. That is complete and utter bullshit. The American people could do these things just as well, if not better, than these Chinese people. The issue is that the American people are going to cost them a little bit more money. These billionaires that have all the fucking money in the world say, like, the reason they're billionaires is because they do dirty things to save every nickel that they can. That's such a big part of it. And this is what's happening. They're not hiring Americans to do the same job that these Chinese immigrants are going to do, specifically because it will cost them a lot more money. That is anti-American. That is literally the opposite of America first. It's the lies are ridiculous. It pisses me off, you know.
Well, I was going to say, like, let me interrupt you, like, because that's what the H1B scandal is.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
It's these giant. It's the biggest companies in the world, right? Like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, all these places that want to employ people, but they want a guaranteed like worker, right? Like an American person can demand health care and time off and like all this other stuff, but an H1B can't. They get paid half of what you pay them. Right, and their visa is reliant on you. Like, it's a beautiful system for a ginormous company that can hire. They can hire, like, these companies like Apple and Google and Microsoft and fucking Facebook. They can hire 50,000 people from another country. They're bigger. Their GDPs are bigger than countries.
Yeah,
these are multinational corporations. They can take on that many people, and that's who's the people that are getting the giant benefit from it. Where it's like they're going through the hassle. They already have a bunch of lawyers on their legal team, a bunch of accountants on their team. They can get it figured out, no problemo. They're saving the company money this way. And they're basically telling you that, yeah, you're an American, and and because you want healthcare and you want time off and you want this and that and everything else, you don't deserve to get that.
Yeah.
Right? And this is what this president's working for. He's working for giant corporations that have a vested interest in being able to still be able to do what they want, right? Now, if you're a small construction company or a small electrician business or plumber or whatever, that is who's getting screwed because they can't hire basically illegal immigrants, right? Those are the people getting deported. Restaurant owners and stuff like that, you have a dishwasher in the back. These people are the ones that are getting deported and thrown out of the country because you were, quote unquote, cheating. But look at what these other companies are doing. They're just doing legal cheating.
Yeah.
Right? They have the millions of dollars to pay
people
to do this.
And like, you know what's ridiculous too is with the whole immigration thing is that it's so selfish because whether it's legal, the legally cheating system, or if it's with illegal immigrants.
Right.
You know, people think, especially like business owners, like let's say you got a restaurant and the chefs are all, like, let's put it on the small scale first. The chefs are all illegal immigrants. And let's say, like, you know, let's even put it in this way where I want to make it so that there's good argument against deporting them. Where they're really good people and they pay taxes and they benefit our economy and society. But they're here illegally. And now, let's say all of them from this one restaurant gets deported.
Mhm.
First of all, the system that we have isn't great because we kind of just deport. We really just kind of deport who we want to deport.
Of
We
course.
don't deport the people that we should. We deport the people who we want to deport, or who Trump wants to deport to swing his dick around and be like, "Oh, well, I'm getting rid of all these illegals, and illegals have such a higher rate in crime, and use they use government subsidies so frequently and whatnot." And it's like, well, if you're helping the economy and you're helping our society, because we all do live in a society, then
George Costanza.
yeah, then
Living in a society here.
then like, do you really think setting them back is a good idea versus actually trying to weed out the criminals and whatnot? But here's the thing: if there's a restaurant, let's say it's an Italian restaurant, and all the chefs are illegal immigrants, and they all get deported, that restaurant owner hates that, obviously, because now he's going to struggle to find new chefs. And if he has to pay American chefs, he's going to have to spend a little bit more money. It's not even that much more money. It's just like a fair amount of money.
Mm.
And if that were to happen in real time, a lot of these restaurants would close down because they wouldn't be able to figure it out. But it's like people don't understand that if the Italian restaurant has a bunch of illegals working there and then they don't hire Americans, so they end up closing down because of that. Is there no more Italian restaurants ever? No! You fucking idiot. No, they're good. There's going to be a new one that opens with just
Yeah.
as good food that actually hires American chefs and pays them a proper wage. Like if we were to remove all illegals right now, and we were just to remove a lot of immigration in general right now,
Mm.
a lot of businesses right now, these selfish businesses, would take hits or close down because of that.
Well, you know what it is. Like I will say, just
Just
interrupt you.
reopen.
It would be like it would legitimately be like a hard time. I can imagine for at least a period. I want to say of like 10 years,
Yeah, exactly.
straight up.
For these business
And
owners,
it
that
sounds
do
like really
this.
fucked up, and like, I mean, practicality sometimes wins everyone over, right? Like I wouldn't
Mhm.
wish that on anyone. Like
Yeah,
the idea that they cannot operate their business the way they want to, right? Which I mean, yes, sometimes is like hiring illegal labor to help you, but it would be a period of tough times and stuff like that because the economy moves slow, and stuff like land deals and whatnot like, that moves slow, and there would be people like really rethinking like what they're supposed to do, but after a while, it would come back. It would be like a normal. Maybe like young people were working as the restaurant staff, young people were
yeah.
as the
No,
dishwashers.
exactly. For
Yeah,
low wage, low value work
yeah,
or laborers and stuff like that, a lot of young people would take those jobs, and a lot of young people would leave those jobs, and there'd be a cycle of keep getting more
right.
jobs for young people, or those young people would stay and actually build their work. They would build their resume in this one job and climb their way up. And then for the high value, like the H-1Bs,
Mm,
these people would go to school and actually get these high value degrees and actually get these high value H-1B jobs. And it would all be okay. And then the economy would actually do better, considering the fact that we'd have more actual Americans who are already here, who were born here or became citizens legally,
mm,
getting jobs, getting paid a fair wage.
mm.
And then these businesses would be okay. Like, you got to think, like, the majority of, like, let's say, like, restaurant business owners, at least where I'm from, a lot of them are pretty wealthy. Even these small little shops, like a little pizzeria or whatever, they make
Depends.
good money. They
Yeah.
make enough money to hire Americans, but they choose not to because it's cheaper and easier.
Well, listen. Let me just say something like a restaurant. Like you might be just seeing the surface level, but a restaurant is probably like one of the hardest businesses to actually run in
Yeah,
general.
yeah,
Like the
for sure.
margins are super thin. Like in my brain, honest to God, I love going to a restaurant. I love sitting down and eating. I have a lot of favorite restaurants where we live, but I can never ever see myself owning one because the margins are so hard to make. To make yourself rich, to make yourself like oh, I have a substantial investment. Like, I'm finally getting my return and then some on a restaurant. That's really hard.
Yeah.
Super hard because exactly what you're saying. Even with illegal, payroll and illegal immigrants helping you clean the tables, serve the food, everything like that, still very hard.
Yeah.
Still super hard, man. And you have to think like that. There's probably some people that they have a full restaurant where the chef who's cooking it and the lady who's serving it to you, that's all legal. But they're probably still like trying to cut their teeth and trying to make it work. And it's still really
and
hard.
the restaurants that are established now are obviously successful, and if it's so hard, that means that if they're still here, they're doing a good job and they're doing what's right. But not
Of
what's
course,
right. They're doing right. They are succeeding and they're
right,
making money.
right.
And they're probably making enough money to just pay Americans to do the work, but they're not. They're choosing not to. And see, now there's so many levels to this where look at housing.
Of course.
How do you house immigrants? Well, what ends up happening a lot of the time is you take a group of immigrants in a local area and you have them all together pay you a certain fee every month. And now we're taking away more housing that could be for Americans. We are
Agreed.
inflating the market because of immigrants. We're inflating the wealthy people are inflating the housing market in general. There's much bigger issues too with that. But that's just another issue with that, where all these immigrants live in these houses that Americans really should have, that Americans should be able to afford, but they can't because the affordable housing is going to these immigrants so that way these immigrants can help these business owners. Because you know how many business owners are also landlords? You
Of
know
course.
that.
Well, I mean, like,
So many of them are.
look how many Mexicans and like other like illegal immigrants are working on construction sites.
Yeah.
Like,
And they got to live somewhere.
yeah,
And it's like if you're an illegal, and you're living here, you're taking away a house, you are inflating the housing market from people that actually live here,
yeah,
that are actually citizens and whatnot. Now, if you come here legally and you just get a regular job and then you buy a home, that's completely different than renting a home from a rich person who is specifically housing you because you're illegal and they know that they're going to get cash and they know that they're going to definitely get a certain amount of money every single month because there's a group of you all working for a business that you're either friends with or that you run.
I mean, how many developers are like landlords in the sense where they
Yeah.
have a crew, they have a whole crew of like guys on their team, right? And all those guys are like living in their development, like one of the developments that they built, right? And then they just get picked up in the morning. They go to the next spot they're building, and they just get paid. Say it's $100 a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, that too.
And
There's even the
like,
whole concept of, oh yeah, you work for me and you could live for free, and
yeah,
but you just get paid like
yeah,
cheap.
yeah,
And they're like, okay, and it barely all it costs them is the property tax, pretty much.
exactly.
And like, if you're wealthy, that's nothing to you. That's
Yeah, you don't,
literally nothing to
you
you.
literally don't
Like,
give a shit. You're like, I don't
yeah, you
care.
don't care. And then these business owners obviously do different things to make their taxes lower and lower,
Of course.
which is not standard to what the middle class citizen
Imagine if you
does.
had all the time in the world just to focus on getting your taxes lowered.
Yeah,
You would fucking be dedicating so much time to that.
yeah,
Right or wrong.
completely. Yeah,
Like it's people are so insane. And that kind of brings me to the other thing where it's about I sent you a video earlier this week on Florida like real estate tax
yeah,
and whatnot about like homesteaders and whatnot. And I get so pissed off and so annoyed because basically what that video was all about was that how seniors in Florida, right, are basically getting a property tax break. They're getting a straight property tax break. So we're talking about people that are the oldest real estate owners in the country getting a property tax break. I mean, this is just unbelievable. You know who's doing
yeah,
it is DeSantis. And DeSantis obviously ran for president. He ran for president in 2024. Lost. I mean, this guy, in my opinion, this guy's a loser. He's in the same category as JD Vance. Like, loser, not interesting, don't care, basic bitch, right? Stay in Florida, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But
It's just old people trying to make old people's lives easier.
Yeah,
Which
100%.
now
Yeah.
I'm all for making the old person's life who's retired easier, but I'm not about making
Yeah.
it ruin everyone else's lives.
Well, this is
Which is
basically
exactly what that's doing.
this is basically what's happening, and it's like this. Like he made the comparison where it's like, oh well, if you buy a TV, you pay sales tax on it. You don't have to keep paying sales tax on the TV. It's like, no, dude. Like it's a little bit different with property. Like property, real estate's meant to be turned over essentially, and new people need to be able to get in there and use it. Like for a TV eventually gets sold off or just thrown away.
Well, I think the biggest issue is really just how like property tax is like an old American tax. This has been a
Right,
thing
right,
since the founding fathers.
right.
And
Even before them.
yeah, even before them.
Yeah.
And those property taxes are used to fund our schooling,
Mhm.
are used to fund our roads and everything like that to keep your community smart and safe. And to get rid of that is going to pressure the middle class and the average person to pay more money elsewhere to make up for it.
Right.
And that's just stupid. They're basically saying like, yeah, we're gonna take a bit, like, put it this way. Yeah, like the old people are gonna have to spend less money, even though all the old people have all the money.
Of course.
So let's take all the people that have all the money, and now they're gonna spend less money because they're old, so we gotta take care of them. But it's gonna fuck everyone else, and it's gonna make our schools worse. So you, if you're going to school, or your kids and just the future generations are gonna be dumber, which is what we want because if you're dumber, it's easier to make me vote for you.
Pretty much,
It's
exactly.
like
Yeah.
literally just a whole
Yeah.
system of that.
It,
It's a terrible, terrible system of taking advantage of the ignorant and naive,
yeah. I mean, 100%.
and purposely trying to make people ignorant and naive so they can be taken advantage of.
Yeah. I mean, you're 100% right. Like it's literally a ploy where it's like, all right, go fuck yourself with your property taxes. Go fuck yourself with schools. Like the one tax that's like somewhat tracked. Like okay, it's taxed here, so it has to go to this school system, right? Like it's the one tax that's somewhat like almost regulated
Yeah.
versus like something even like an income tax or
Like,
a sales
we
tax.
can look up where our property taxes are going,
Right.
wherever you are in the
Right.
country.
Right, you can. You literally can look it up and track it. And it's one of these things where it's like they're trying to get rid of it because it's something simple. It's something simple to get rid of, like for themselves, right? Like for the Florida Republicans and
Yeah.
whatnot. And it's an easy like kind of like win, right? They're worried about losing essentially, and they want and old people vote in droves. We all know this. Like,
Oh yeah.
old people are I mean, again, when you're retired and you have all this time to sit around and just kind of chill, like you're probably paying attention to who's the person, and they're probably campaigning to you like really hard. Like this is a perfect example. But if you're old, you're voting, and that's exactly what they're kind of targeting it. And it's another horrible component to this housing market that young Americans are living through every single day, where it's like, God damn, son. So now these motherfuckers are never gonna leave. They're never gonna leave their property. Right? Why would you? Why would you
Yeah.
ever if you're close to 80 even, say if you're 72 years old and older, right? And you're seeing this and you're in Florida, you're like, why would I ever sell? So now you're telling me I don't even have to pay property taxes? I own this outright. I get Social Security.
Yeah.
I have to pay what $200 a month for electric, and another maybe $100 for heat.
Yeah, and like water and heat and whatnot, and then I spent another 200.
It's like
and
nothing. It's like nothing, and you're just like fuck it. Like why would I ever sell? Why would I ever leave? Like not that there has to be this giant pressure to like sell your house and leave, but I mean realistically, like it's an insane bargain when you think about it. And
Yeah.
like we're both sitting here as right leaning people, as people that are like capitalists and don't want to see the government entrenched with more money, but at the same time, you're like, dude, this is regressive. It's a regressive like move because you're like, okay, like it's another version of like how the government's gonna like how you're gonna be able to take advantage of the government for your own needs, right? If you're a
Yeah.
homesteader and you're trying to avoid property tax in Florida, you're gonna use this to be like, yeah, I don't want to pay anymore. No, I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay anymore.
Well, it's literally why
Yeah.
like Zoran won in New York City is because like you have all these people who are struggling in New York City, and you have a guy saying, "I'm gonna make your struggles easier because I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that to make you spend less money. And the majority of the people in New York City are like, yeah, that sounds good to me. They don't really care about the aftermath. They don't really care about, because there is no aftermath to them. A lot of them aren't studied on like the topics, and then they don't really care about like the aftermath because they're struggling so much right now that they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for this. Oh, like free buses, I'll never have to pay. That's more money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, like government run grocery stores. Oh, everything's gonna be cheaper. Of course, I'm gonna vote for that. Everything's cheaper. That's what I want. That's what I need.
Right.
And
I mean, it makes sense.
they don't
like,
look at the long run. They don't look at what's gonna what that means for the place that it's happening in. They don't look at their kids. They don't look at what that means for themselves 10 years down the road, 5, 10 years down the road. No matter how dramatic it is, because they're so focused on the right now and how that they are like pretty much they're struggling right now. Like, of course these people are going to win or get votes in general because of these kind of things. Like, you know, you look at Florida, like you said, what the average person who owns a home in Florida, that buys a house in Florida is what, 60, like 2?
Yeah, like something like 62 or 64.
Yeah, if it's like 64 and you're a 64-year-old and you hear, yeah, we're going to take away your property tax, you're going to be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to
Like,
vote for
all
that.
right.
And if you're like struggling in New York City and a guy's like, I'm going to make your groceries cheaper and the bus is free, you're going to be like, fuck yeah, I want that. Like, of course these people, this is why these people win.
It's an effective way to win votes. Like, I will immediately solve your problems.
Yeah. This is also why social media can be so dangerous when it comes to politics and how people think, is because so many people get their political information from fucking Instagram and X. And it's like, you don't know anything about this topic, but you will hear what someone has to say about it and their quick opinion, and you won't read anything else about this opinion. And you will fully devote yourself into voting for that opinion because of what you saw on social media, not knowing anything about it. You just hear one thing and you're like, that's great, I want it, I'm going to vote for it. And you don't actually look into the history of it, what has happened when this has happened in the past, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's like almost like, imagine, I'm pretty sure most of America can agree that we don't want to be communist. There is like weird communist people, like people that want to be communist. But I'd say the majority of America agrees we don't want to be communist.
Yeah.
And
definitely not.
That's because we were taught from children in schools what communism is and how it almost always turns bad and corrupt and controls people. And then you have people that come in and change the words, or like totalitarianism and stuff like that. We learn about how these things are relatively not good because of human nature and how typically it ends up being corrupt. And you have like these people that come in and have basically the exact same opinion, exact same views as totalitarian or communist or whatever. They twist their words, and then what their already twisted words get put out on social media. And then people are like, yes, this is what I need. Like, I don't care about anything. This is what I need. I need the cheaper stuff. I need the cheaper stuff. I'm going to be selfish. I need the cheaper stuff. And it's like, in the long term, you're just like fucking up everything else. In the short term, it might be great. And
I would say,
a few years later, it's going to suck. And it's going to be much worse than it is now before you even like voted that person in.
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's a classic, simple vote where you're able to say I can fix everyone's problems if you just vote for me, right? I mean, every single politician in the world has used this tactic at some point or another. Zoran's probably the most recent example where it's like, hey, I'll help you out with your groceries, I'll help you out with your rent, everything like that. Trump used it the year before where he's like, I'm gonna stop I'm going to lower the egg prices, right? He was talking about groceries, a guy who's never stepped foot in a supermarket is talking about groceries.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, he's immediately coming out and saying, I will help you with your problems, right? It doesn't matter what side he's on, Democrat or Republican. And it's a great strategy to win votes. Like, it's amazing. It's obviously worked the last, at least 2 times, the last 2 elections that happened.
Yeah, dude, it seems like if you want like a woman's vote, just say that you could kill their children. Like, okay,
there's definitely a certain sect where that's true. Yeah,
you like if you want women's vote, say that abortions are perfectly fine and you can do whenever you want because it's your body, your choice. And then if you want dudes' votes, you pretty much just say that, like, I'm gonna make your life cheaper.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's what they do. This is literally what these like politicians do. Is like they say, I'm gonna make your life cheaper. I'm gonna make you able to do whatever the hell you want, no matter what. Uh, and we're not even gonna think about like the future and how this could affect things.
Mm.
I don't care about birth rates. I don't care about the inflation that this could cause. I don't care about, actually lasting as a nation and a country or a state or whatever it is.
Right.
I just care about you voting for me, so I'm going to say whatever I want to say, and then you're going to vote for me, and then I'm going to make a whole bunch of money, and then your life is going to suck no matter what I say, and my life's going to be great. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I mean that being said, you want to wrap things up? I feel like we talked.
Yeah,
about
I'm pretty good with wrapping things up. I mean, I don't think there's anything else. Well, we could talk about Epstein for a second. Did we talk about that already or no?
brought it up a little bit, but so the Epstein files got passed. Trump signed it off. There was an uh, unanimous vote to pass the files. We'll see what's said.
Amazing. Actually, very much amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, Trump was relatively forced to put them out.
Well, listen. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Let me say the full timeline, because again, I was fighting with my boomer dad about this because we were sitting there and he had Fox News on with that fucking idiot Scott Besson on there. And he was like, "Oh, listen, look, you got what you wanted. You got Trump to release the Epstein files." And I was like, "Bro, this guy was forced." All right? Because first of all, we had the fake release of the Epstein file. Remember we had that asshole in a cowboy hat. We had YouTubers. I think CoffeeZilla was there. Like a bunch of people were there for the fake initial Epstein file release of the binders. Look, I have the binder, right? Didn't tell us shit. Bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it was, like Trump, just saying, oh, it's bullshit. Like you guys are asking about Jeffrey Epstein again. Then congressperson was trying to get the vote to the floor of the Senate, or I'm sorry, the House. Mike Johnson blocked it, so much so that he called Congress early. Right, he called off Congress early. He said he sent all these people home, and said, "Listen, we're done voting." Called it early over the Epstein vote. Right, obviously Trump. That's Trump's boy. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House. That's Trump's boy. Right, Trump has never had more control of government than he did when he initially was sworn in as president in earlier this year. And they sent everyone home, right? Then the government shutdown happens. Him and Chuck Schumer cannot agree on a budget for the national government, right? They cannot agree, so they shut down the government again. Right? Trump is the 2 for 2 winner of longest government shutdowns ever. The last time it was 35 days. This time it's 41 days.
Yeah.
He's 2 for 2. He did it twice. So, good for him. His boyfriend Bill Clinton's number 3, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and apparently in the files that were released right before this,
yeah,
basically what we got from the files is that Epstein hated Trump.
Of course.
Hated him.
But they were friends for 10 years.
Trump knew what was going on and was telling people not to go to the island or whatever, not to do what Epstein wanted them to do. Because it was terrible. That Trump also gave some sloppy toppy to Mr. Clinton.
Another president.
Apparently Bill Clinton's, had his dick sucked by a lot of people.
Including Trump.
Including Trump, What's it called when women share the same guy, like the Slop Sisters or whatever? It's like Trump.
Well, I know what guys is Eskimo brothers.
Yeah, like Trump is pretty much an Eskimo brother slop sister with Monica Lewinsky and
Monica Lewinsky and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, they've all sucked Bill Clinton's cock apparently. So that came out, and then Trump was like, all right, we got to release these files. And when they do get released...
He was basically forced because Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie teamed up basically and rounded up these votes and eventually became a whole basically like almost wave of red and blue where it was saying we have to vote for this. Like, we cannot have our name on this. And also at the same time, Trump was attacking other conservatives in Congress, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and stuff like that, who had like a giant rally with Epstein victims and whatnot, and basically saying, hey, here I am. You were campaigning on transparency. Let's see it.
Yeah.
The guy had no choice, right? He had no choice. All right. It was either if he vetoed that release, it would be the worst thing he could possibly do for his popularity. Obviously, Trump's not running again. There's not going to be a Trump third term. You know.
Yeah, no,
that's just not going to happen. No, it would just never happen.
But yeah, you know, I'm not even going to trust the files when they come out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think they've been completely redacted to a point.
Doctored, destroyed, who knows what.
Yeah.
He's having his FBI, his DOJ go through these files before they're released.
Yeah, Kash Patel. The man who was saying when Biden was president, how ridiculous it is that Biden doesn't release the files, and that
he made his career on that.
And how the director of the FBI has full authority to right now, in the moment, release these files, and he's choosing not to, and then he becomes the director of the FBI and goes, yeah, Trump's not mentioned in them, and you know, I'm releasing them as much as I can. He's just one like stupid fake email at a time.
He's like, listen, do you see the girlfriend they hooked me up with from Israel?
Yeah. He's like my Israeli fine jit.
Yeah. Do you see that?
I'm slopping on my schmeat.
He's like, bro, look at me. I'm chopped unk with bug eyes, bro. Yeah. And I'm smelly and from India. Do you see the chick they fucking gave me? I cannot release these Epstein files. I cannot. My shit's drained, bro.
He's like, I'm rich. I got a hot girl now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Epstein files are fake. They're fake. You know, but you know what's not fake? The tits that I be squeezing every night when I go to sleep, and the hole that I put my cock in.
You know what's fake? You know what's not fake? The checks I'm getting from Israel.
The $7,000 a month I make whenever they post about me on Instagram, or $7,000 a post. Yeah,
that'd be also it was like Loki that low, like $7,000 a month.
You know about the whole influencer thing with Israel?
No.
So they were paying. You look this up. Israel was paying. Netanyahu was paying influencers in America to make pro-Israel videos, and every video they posted, they would make $7,000 per video.
Would you do that or no?
Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, probably not.
Bro, we make $7,000. We make $7,000 a second with this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're just so filthy rich.
All right, we make $7,000 a minute with this podcast. Okay, guys, with podcasting, let me tell you how you can make $7,000 a minute with podcasting. All right, first you have to make a minute-long clip of you talking about how you're proud, like our friend here, proud and gay.
Oh no, that's you. That's you. You said at the start of this podcast how proud and prideful and happy you are.
I never said prideful. This is you putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, but you said you're so proud, and I was like, yeah, you're really prideful.
No.
You were like, no, but you are.
I didn't use that word, though.
You are.
So, like,
you're using proud.
Who cares? Who cares about proud?
Basic English language, bud.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Who cares? I'm proud. Oh, I'm proud of my show.
He's real proud. He's really proud. He's a real proud, happy.
See, this is what I mean. You're trying to use some kind of sadistic, fucked up language on me. You're saying I'm prideful, which I never said. I didn't say I was prideful because prideful is like that might as well be the another sin, a eighth deadly sin or something like that. I don't know if that is really even true.
Listen. So we don't loop back to this. We get it. You're a real happy guy. We get it.
I just love our show. Relax.
Yeah, you're a big love guy.
Dude, can you get your prideful hand off me, bro?
Yeah, man.
Fucking motherfucker.
That being said, if this clip gets 100,000 likes, we will be giving away a PS5.
Yes.
Brand new PS5. Might include some games as well. So hit that like button.
Listen, if we get 100,000 likes, listen, we're going to get a PS5, and we're going to give away 5 games for the PS5s. All PS5 games exclusive. All right. I don't even know what they're going to be. We're going to find out. We're going to find PS5 exclusive games. We're going to give them away to you. We're going to say, hey, here you go. Take them. Merry Christmas.
Hit the like
Happy
button. We
Hanukkah.
gotta hit 100,000 likes on this short. So remember, hit that like button. And I think with that, we should wrap it up.
Well, it should be. Everything. You should definitely hit that like button. Share it with someone. If we get 100,000 likes, then of course we're gonna give away the PS5. But if you like this content, share it, subscribe, and definitely like this video, because this clip, this is gonna get you an entry into the pool that we will give away the PS5 in.
Yeah, to enter the pool to win the PS5, you need to be one of the 100,000 likes.
Of course.
And then we will use a random generator to pick whoever the winner is, and you will win a brand new PS5 with 5 PS5 exclusive games.
Mm. Yeah.
And
sure.
Yeah.
All in time for Christmas. It's basically like we're the bonus Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Anyway, on that,
always a pleasure.
Yep.